Hi everybody, I'm Pastor Bill. I'm out here at my homestead. You can see this beautiful shed, and there's my house over there. There's my pickup truck. And this is my new channel. And so what I'm going to be doing on this channel here is fixing things. I like fixing things. I'm retired now from my day job. I was a master electrician, and I've been a mechanic in my life. I've done everything from construction to everything else. So we're going to have all kinds of different videos on things. We'll go through my struggles and everything else. And I wanted to start this one off with something really good, and I hope you guys can give me some information and everything else, especially when it comes to maybe getting parts on these things. And so my son came across a tractor. It's very old. It's a diesel motor, and it's called a Mitsubishi Satoth. Maybe it's pronounced something else, I'm not sure. And it's a S370. It's just a little tractor, a little garden tractor, and we're gonna restore this thing as best we can to new, maybe not new, but we're gonna try restoring it. And you're gonna be along here with me if you stick with me. If you like these videos, press like and share them with your friends. And there may be some information that maybe you have one of these little tractors and you're gonna try to do it, and maybe finding some parts. And we'll go through all these struggles together. We'll also have different projects. I like working on motorcycles and on trucks and cars and on homes and stuff like that. So if you think that this might be something you might want to watch, it might be a lot of fun too. You never know. All right, so on this first project here, it's underneath this tarp. I'll see if I can get this thing here. I'm low tech here. It's underneath this tarp. It's in rough shape. I've been wanting one of these little tractors forever. And here it is. It's a little, it's rough. It's rough. The engine has a crack block in it. Right down in here. We're hoping that the internal parts, there's no cracks in it, just on the external. We'll go through the best type of stuff to seal it up. Maybe epoxy, maybe we'll weld it. I'm a fairly good welder. My head is out of the picture here. But as you can see, she's in rough shape. She's been abused over the years. I do know that my son seen it running with a gas rag on the intake. So it does start. We have ignition system issues, some other system issues, and we'll go over it. So it's a little 2-cylinder diesel motor. Missing bolts on the valve cover, so somebody already had parts of this apart. We're going to go ahead and take this thing apart today, the cylinder head, and we're going to check and see what's going on inside the motor. We'll show you the crack. Matter of fact, we can probably do that right now. We'll show you the crack. So the crack is right down here on the motor. You see someone tried to do some epoxy in, and the engine has water in the oil. So, and the head gasket is blowing out between the when it was running with the rag in it, gas rag in it, blowing out from the head gasket. So we're gonna take the cylinder head off today and see what we can get going. All right. All right. This is a little 2-cylinder diesel motor. All right, so underneath the valve cover actually looks fairly good. It's absolutely, there is a gasket on it. There may be a broken bolt on the back side. Okay, oh, it's just dirt. Good, good, it's just dirt. All right, my son welded this up. He thought he was gonna help me and make me some exhaust for it and get it running for me and some stuff like that. Let's go ahead and take off the temp sensor. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to restore this back to brand new, but I plan on restoring it. Do I put it back to the original paint? Do I, modify it? Who knows? We'll just see where we go. I guess we better see if this thing even turns over. Yep, crank moves. That's a good sign. All right, this we got to get the injectors next. Means I got to go get some wrenches. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. We just moved into this house. This is my wife's family house, and there's no garage here. And the house that we did have had a beautiful 3-car garage. And I had lots of toolboxes and everything else, and I don't even have toolboxes anymore, but I do have tools, but they're inside the shed, stacked up. There's just loads of black widow spiders in there, and I was gonna get some of my wrenches out, but it was just a lot of hassle, so I just got me some of the tools that I keep in my pickup truck. Well, that came off there. We'll just keep that. All right, now let's see. Well, fuel lines are off, water lines are off. Let's go ahead and tackle them head bolts. They're a fairly good size, 22 millimeter. I have a complete gasket set coming for the, oh, looks, I gotta take the valve train off first. My bad. Go ahead and get that valve train off. 14 millimeter. So this kind of stuff doesn't scare me. I used to be a diesel mechanic, and this is pretty standard stuff here. A lot of the stuff that is on the engine, Mitsubishi don't even make. Like, I'm pretty sure these fuel injectors and the alternator and some of the other stuff that's on here. Look at that, I see water already. Water is already in the, so that means that it's been rained on and everything else. That's probably where the water's been getting in the motor, I hope. I hope. All right. So, push rods actually look good. Yeah, that's not too bad. And the oil does not shoot up the center of them. All right, now we can get to the head bolts. There may be 120, maybe more. No, that's actually fairly loose. I'm kind of worried about that too. May have some head bolt stretching. Oh, it's been off. It's been off. Not bad. Now we know that the water had frozen in the block, and they tried. That was pretty loose. I mean, it was just finger tight. Most of the time, these things are
are very similar to like brake lines on motorcycles and stuff like that. They got a copper fitting, copper washer. There we go. No biggie. We want to keep all this stuff and keep it clean. Get the cylinder head off, and we'll take that line off so it can keep it in good shape. It's actually missing one of the copper washers. We'll pick up the, I don't know, maybe that one's copper too, or aluminum. We'll clean them up. Keep all your bolts. All right, now let's take that. See, we're doing this all together here. All right. Just because it's small don't mean it ain't heavy. All right, the bottom of that head looks really good. You can see where she had been running. That's good. That's a good sign. All right, let's move this out of the way. Man, that little head's heavy. All right, let me check the video, see what you can see down in there. I'm gonna move you a little closer. Can you see that? All right. Here we go. Let's zoom in here with my greasy fingers. So one of the things we want to do is check for cracks. Now, what I do see down in there, there is a worm. I'm not lying. There is a worm down in, it must have crawled down through the intake. I don't know if you can see that or not. But a little caterpillar worm on top of the piston. So let's check the cylinders. Let's see what we see. This cylinder is in a down position. Really can't see it on the video. Let me get my eyeball down in there. Put this thing back to where you can see. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and pull that gasket off. You want to keep the gasket for several reasons. On motors that are really old, I don't know what's going on there. On motors that are really old, you may not be able to buy head gaskets. And there are tricks on making head gaskets. This material here is not the problem. The problem is this material right here. And you can make this portion of the head, you can make this out of other gasket material, and then make this part out of aluminum or soft copper, or you can actually make a soft copper head gasket. They used to do that for years on race cars, trying to get them slimmer and slimmer to make more compression. All right, let's take a look at that. I do have a head gasket coming, so we don't have to make one, but you can make them. All right, so the crack in the block is basically right here. And the cylinder on this side, we got to get that little guy out of there. That's what we got to do. We got to let him free. See if we can find him. Come on out of there, little guy. Oh yeah, he's still alive. Come on. Come on, baby. Jump on that screwdriver. I don't know how long you've been living in there. Let's get him over to the center of the piston. Maybe if I raise the piston up to top dead center here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I just killed him for sure now. All right. Oh man, the top of the pistons look awesome. They are in excellent shape. Let me see if there's any. Sometimes if the motor has been rebuilt, they'll have markings on them, whether they're 10 over or 20 over or 30 over. And it just has an arrow pointing towards the front. You know, you can still see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's still cross hatching. Oh, these cylinders are in excellent shape. Still cross hatching in it. That's a good sign. This motor is going to be a runner, and no doubt about it. This motor, I was really fretting that we were going to have problems getting this motor running, but I don't see no issue with getting this motor running. I think we can rebuild the cylinder head and put a head on it, work on the ignition wires, and I think we can. Just all there is to it. I got a tool that grabs the lifters and we can pull them straight out. This block does not have sleeves in it, but it looks in excellent shape. I mean, it just looks good. So next thing we're going to do, I guess, we're going to start working on the cylinder head. All right, so here we are. This is my first video. Please press like if you like what you see. You know, these old tractors, you know, they don't need to be going to the junkyard. They need to be fixed up and keep running. Just because they're old, wow. We gotta do something with that steering there. Just because they're old don't mean they need to be going to the junk heap. What we need to do is fix them up. You know, sometimes a lot of these parts are not readily available. That doesn't mean you can't fix them. We're gonna get this motor running. We're gonna get this tractor driving. We may have to replace the fuel injection pump. It looks like Mitsubishi don't even make that. So we might be able to buy that aftermarket somewhere. If that one may work. But anyways, we're gonna get this tractor running and you'll be here with us. So if you like what you see, if you think this is what you want to watch, we're going to be fixing all kinds of stuff. We're going to be working on motorcycles. We're going to be working on the tractor. We're going to restore this. This thing is going to look like brand new when we're done. We're going to work on maybe race cars, problems in the home, ponds, you name it. We're going to be working on all kinds of stuff. RVs, you name it, we got it. We're going to be doing it. Customizing, and more customizing. So you stay tuned. The next video we're going to do is going to be restoring the cylinder head on this sucker. So like I said, I got a complete gasket set coming. We're going to clean all the gasket material off it and restore that cylinder head, show you how to lap the valves in, make sure the cylinder head is straight, and we're going to get this thing running. You'll see. So you stick with me.